What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back, you trading nerds, to the Black Fire Technical Analysis YouTube channel! And I am your host, with the motherfucking most, and the messiest fucking hair, Crypto Bro, coming back at you once again, with another edition of the daily live stream. Yes, that is... Oh, should I... Oops. Oh, I picked the wrong one, bros.
Are you
That's the one I want. Yeah. So first things first, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring this to everybody's attention. Anybody that does pay attention to the Hall of Fame Village investigation. I want to bring that up real quick. I spelled it wrong. So this just in, well actually it wasn't just in, about 3 or 4 hours ago, we got an investigation alert here. I'll bring it up. I'm usually not a news guy, but I know a lot of people are concerned about it. I particularly don't know what it fucking means, other than someone's doing something shady as shit with the Hall of Fame Village, one of the board members here. I'll go ahead and just read it. New York, Access Wire, May 2nd, 2022, Fields, Koopa and Shukurov LLP is investigating a potential breach of fiduciary duty claims involving the board of directors of the Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment Company for NASDAQ. If you are a shareholder of the Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment Company and wish to receive additional information free of charge, please visit us at the link below. I didn't click the link below just because... whatever, right? I was at work. I didn't have time. I might look into it later. What does it mean? It means someone's probably doing some shady shit. I'm getting some questions in the group chat about the Hall of Fame Village. My sentiment still remains the same, ladies and gentlemen. And again, don't take offense to what I'm about to say. But it's not fucking built yet. It's just not built yet. It's just not built yet. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not fucking built yet. Hall of Fame Village project is still far from completion. So during this cascade of absolute bearish destruction to the downside for the Hall of Fame Village, inexperienced investors and inexperienced traders might be feeling an emotion called fear or doubt. Welcome to the game. That it is part of the game. It is an emotion that you have to master. As far as giving advice on what you should or should not do, I'm not going to do that. But I will give you what I am planning to do with this asset. Not a fucking thing. I will continue to buy this stock up as much as possible. Again, because I do believe in the NFL. I do believe in Hall of Fame Village as a legitimate, solidified project. And I do believe at some point, this project will, kind of skyrocket, unless this investigation turns out to be some incriminating bullshit that delists this asset from NASDAQ and basically wipes it off the face of the map. I'm not concerned. I'm gonna stick with what I've been basically paying attention to for the longest time. Unless I get that big news that Hall of Fame Village is canceled, blah 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 blah. It's not gonna happen. Tear it down. Then I'll consider selling shares. But until then, I'm just holding strong. I did make this like a 3 to 5 year investment. I'm hardly a year into that investment. I have 4 more to go, and I have plenty of opportunities to scoop up as many shares of this as humanly possible for the inevitable opening of this project. None of my business though. But I digress. I don't know what it means, guys. Again, I don't care about that stuff. The only thing I give a shit about is the technicals. That's what I studied. That's what I've been studying. That's what I will continue to study. News doesn't really... It really doesn't faze me. A lot of people are, they're being investigated. But what fucking company isn't being investigated? Like, for real, what company isn't being investigated? What company doesn't have some kind of shady bullshit under the carpet? Fraud, money laundering, embezzlement, all this crazy fucking shit. Who doesn't? Right? What major company doesn't have that kind of, shade pushed under a carpet or under a rug. In my opinion, fucking none of them. All of them got some real dirty dirt locked up under the carpet, locked away in a safe, never to be seen by the public. They all got it, man. I'm telling you. A lot of businesses, if not all the big boys, have some real shady shit at some point, right? They have to. Or they wouldn't be as huge as they fucking are. I'm just saying. But I digress. That's just, kind of how I'm feeling about the Hall of Fame. No change. Bearish as fuck. We will do an analysis of it soon. But for now, we're going to hop on over. Pretty sure I got a request today. I'm just going to put it in. Seriously, guys, if you guys have a request for the YouTube channel for an analysis, please drop it in the post. That's why I put the post there every morning. You guys can still ask me questions and stuff, but I'm only going to be able to do so much via text in a group chat. Through my phone. I'm only going to be able to give you so much information because there is a lot of information to be provided, and in my opinion, you can't really type all of that down and make it feasible via text, at least from my perspective. I'd rather come on here and do an analysis for you live. You guys can always reference the channel and reference all the past videos. They're all there, historically relevant, blah, 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 blah. Just drop a comment, man. Just drop a ticker if you want some analysis done. For now, we're going to go ahead and move on. It's been about 6 minutes. We haven't done any analysis. We're going to hop into it here. It is going to be a little bit of a quick video today. NASDAQ bouncing out of the blue box territory currently here. We did see a closure below to confirm new tentative resistance yesterday, or today's quote-unquote candle closure here. Actually did close below this tentative support, which has confirmed it as new tentative resistance. Again, we do see this red candle breaching the support and this green candle bouncing and rejecting, confirming below it. I am looking at this as tentative resistance at the current moment in time, although price action is above resistance. It's resistance until proven otherwise. So as a result of that, I will be looking for this to potentially stab up to the red 10 simple and fall back to the bottom of the blue box territory towards the lows. It is possible that a bit of a consolidation phase is opening up. That would not be out of the realm of possibilities here. So, potentially seeing a move up to the lower high here at 13,300, give or take a few bucks is possible. Maybe even a stab back up to this resistance here at 13,480 are all possible here. But at the end of the day, again, we did just confirm new tentative resistance, and until we see a secondary open and closure above this resistance to confirm new supports, I'm going to be looking for it to act as tentative resistance, right? Not only that, but we are consolidating on lows. It wouldn't be out of the question to see a relief. Maybe a pop back up to the 21, maybe even a pop back up to here. But am I looking for this to fuel a bullish rage uptrend? No. Wouldn't be out of the question to see a relief rally like we did back here after we saw these lower lows being confirmed. On the chart, we got a nice reaction off support. Boom, nice little relief rally. But guess what? Only got stinted by that long-term diagonal trend line resistance to the downside here. Boom, basically confirming long-term bear market here for NASDAQ. And I'm still observing it from the same perspective. Again, until the major fundamentals from this chart has changed, I'm looking for downside. Ultimately, I'm going to be looking for downside. Now, we do see stochastics here popping back up again, but guess what? Still in the bearish critical territory. Now, it does look like the coiling period has come to a conclusion for the time being, but this pop-up does look a little weak, to be rather honest with you. RSI is still below the negatively sloped exponential, still rejecting it. It is putting a little force on it to kind of lessen that negative slope, so there is evidence of a little bit of push right here, right now. I would say with confidence a closure above resistance that confirms as new tentative support. I would look for a pop back up at the minimum to the 21 exponential. 13,645 would be kind of the first area. Maybe just the resistance for now. 13,470 would be the target that I'm going to be looking for to the upside. But if we close below this resistance today, that sentiment will remain very, very valid here. I still am looking at this as resistance only because we got confirmation of resistance here on today's candle closure. I'll look for continuation towards support. Boom, 12,008. Yeah, 12,800, and maybe even attempt to breach that support. Any open and closure below 12.8 here, I'll look for continuation to the next major level, the next major point of relevance right around 12,300, and we'll go from there. But for now, just kind of going to see how this pop is playing out. You know, does this pop up with aggression? Do we get a little bit of a relief rally, or do we just get met with rejection and see lower lows? Both are being planned for at the current moment in time. SPY futures, this one actually had me psyched out because about 30 minutes before closing, this one was actually floored to new lows here, and I was like, oh boy, do we got new lows again. That's why you wait for confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you wait for confirmation, because end of day, price action gets bought back up off the support, boom, and we close just below this new tentative resistance. Yes, we do have new resistance here. I am going to be looking at it as a resistance right around 41.50 here, but we do see price action popping back up. Same thing. It wouldn't be out of the question to pop back up to the 21 exponential. We could be opening up a little bit of a consolidation phase here. We already got very, very well-defined points here to confirm that this could be potential consolidation here. It would not be out of the question to see price action bop, bip, and bop back and forth between this area for, you know, a couple days, maybe a week, 2 weeks, as long as it takes, right, until we get confirmation of a breakout or a breakdown here. Confirmation of a breakout would be, in my opinion, an open and closure above the 21 exponential here. Again, the same sentiment that will always be provided on this channel for as long as I'm trading this, until I'm fucking retired and I can, you know, trade other strategies. But an open and closure above the 21 would lead me to believe that a move all the way back up to like 44.70 would not be out of the question here. But again, we could be consolidating. We could pop up to the bottom side of blue box territory here at 4,300 bucks, even get rejected, come all the way back down, and basically confirm new lows. Again, the sentiment hasn't changed. Nothing has changed, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember that. The sentiment remains the same. You know, a lot of people get psyched out. Oh, you look at the support. Oh, look at that little green candle here. It's bullish, bitch! That's where you're going to get fucked up. That's where you're going to get fucked up. Plan for everything. Expect nothing here. Drinking my favorite root beer on the planet, fucking A&W. Stochastics here, still very critical, still very nasty looking, looking to potentially point back down in the bearish critical zone once again. Again, this does not spell peace and fucking prosperity to me, ladies and gentlemen. This just spells a little bit of a relief after a long waterfall of down, right? After a long waterfall of down, it wouldn't be out of the question to see a little bit of relief. And again, we are coming off a major move to the downside, which likely opens up into a consolidation phase here. I'm looking at 2 critical points. If we continue to utilize this resistance here as resistance below 41.48, I'll look for another stab down to 4,050, give or take a few bucks. Any open and closure below there, oof. We're gonna have to start looking for other major levels. This is the first one, 39.50 here to the downside would be the first target. However, if we confirm this region at 41.50 as tentative support, then I'll look for a test of the 21 exponential here, right at the bottom side of the blue box territory, right around 42.93. Dyslexia is fun. 42.93 would be the, I keep saying 49. It's 42.93. We'll just call it 4,300 bucks. Would be a potential test to the upside here. Again, if we do confirm above this resistance today. Moving on, Dow Jones. This one confirmed new lows yesterday, actually, I think. Yeah, confirmed new lower lows yesterday. Bounced off support. Still utilizing this region as support here. We don't have any current price action, but I would suggest kind of the same thing here. Wouldn't be out of the question to see it pop back up to the 21 exponential, like 34,000 bucks even. What is Stochastics telling me? Stochastics is actually up vertical. Looking for a potential cross. What I don't like about this point up here is how weakly the exponential is reacting to it. So you take it with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. Take it with a grain of salt here. Could be nothing. It could be just bullshit. But what we do have is this diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity for the RSI structure here. What I don't like is the rejection of the negatively sloped exponential here with a lower high confirming. A lot of these points of evidence here definitely signals probabilities are higher for the downside, right? So, you know, I'll look for this support here. If we see a closure below 32,900, I'll look for a swift move all the way down to $32,000, even, maybe even lower. If we start testing lower, I'm gonna have to bring out more fucking horizontals. Jesus Louises. But quite the opposite, since we still utilize this support, I would be looking for a pop back up as well, maybe to the red 10, maybe to the 21, maybe to the supports, anywhere between 33.9 and 34.150 would be fair game in my opinion. But again, the sentiment remains the same. Lower high structure, lower low structure. Nothing speaks bullish momentum here to me, at least not right now until proven otherwise. We all know the proof otherwise. I need to see higher highs, significantly higher highs, structural swing higher highs before I get, confirmed bullish on these assets once again, which brings me to my very most important point here. Motherfucking US dollar index, boom, hitting new highs as projected in last week's stream here. Now we're kind of consolidating on those highs and losing a little bit of momentum. So here's where it might get interesting. I'm going to take a sit back. Oh, all this talking. So we do have stochastics here, right? Let's go ahead and bust those open. We do have stochastics. Been coiling around in the bullish critical territory for quite some time. We've seen a couple of crosses, cross. It wouldn't be out of the question to remain, right? With the cross, and how small the cross is, it doesn't speak momentous volumes to me at all, let alone price action reacting in confluence with that as well. We do see our RSI trying to peak towards the top side of the bullish control zone, which doesn't happen very often. A few times. There we go. We got a couple of examples over here, but it doesn't happen often when we see RSI in the bullish control zone from an RSI perspective, and it remained for a very long time. So pullbacks are definitely a possibility here. I would suggest any closure below this little miniature support here at 103.17. I would look for continuation all the way down to the 21 exponential. Maybe even 102.28, but I would look for some kind of top formation, and then things get interesting because we have this diagonal trend line in which if price action were to fall all the way down here, we would still be in a bullish trajectory. No joke. If we fall below, then that's, that sentiment's kind of defeated, right? Wouldn't be out of the question to see a pull into the 21 or maybe even a little lower here, confirm a high or low, bounce up. Oh shit, I fucked up. I done messed up. Aaron. Give me that. So for this price action, I'm still looking for new highs, right? I'm still going to be looking for new highs. We are above the 21 exponential. As long as we remain above that 21 exponential, I'm going to remain bullish on this. But we're kind of topping out right now. We're starting to see a little bit of sell pressure. We're seeing some green in the general stock market. Would not be out of the question to see a little bit of a relief, like a little bit of downside movements. And again, to be fair, it would be not out of the question to see a pull all the way into this diagonal trend line here, and it still be considered long-term bullish. Not out of the question, but again, I play it level by level. If we break below 103, I'm going to be looking for 102.25, and then the 21 exponential, and then 103.75, right? Unless we break the resistance. Any open and closure above 103.70, I will be looking for a full continuation towards, you guessed it, the 1.272, which is right around 105.65 to the upside, which, if the US dollar index goes boom, 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 we likely have our sentiment. We likely have our answers for the rest of the market down. Going to be looking to the downside. I'm only going to look at a couple of my stocks here today. I really want to see Twitter. Again, I did say I was going to be honest with you guys on Twitter. I did enter in this one a little bit late, but, fuck it. I love Elon Musk, right? Been managing my risk off the 21 since the 21 was just above resistance. I'm still in, haven't taken any profits yet, to be quite honest with you, but I'm pushing my position closer and closer to a risk-free opportunity each and every closure, each and every day, as long as price action remains above. We are currently holding this region here as support, so it wouldn't be out of the question to pop back up to newly discovered resistance right around 51.70, right? Maybe? Yeah, I'd say 51.70. 51, yeah, 51 and 3/4 would be out of the question here. Where I get really excited though is if we see a breach above 51 spot 70 here. If that condition is met, fuck the next resistance, because I'm going to be looking for this region here right around 59 bucks to the upside. And momentum, momentum oscillators are, there's a couple of choppy implications here. We got RSI here still below the exponential, rejecting the bullish control zone. It's slanted. Don't know what to make of that yet, but we're still in bullish neutral territory, so we got to give it that. And stochastics is still climbing onwards and upwards, looking for a breach potentially in the next couple of days into the bullish control zone once again, following this diagonal uptrend line. I think we have one. Very, very strong, very vertical uptrend line, but yes, we do have one, and it is valid. Actually, I don't think I didn't mark my zones here. Close enough's close enough. Look at that. That last bounce is off the neutral zone too. Look at that shit. Yeah. So Twitter, a lot of hype. At the end of the day, I zoom out, I pull out, I look at the whole structure, and I'm like, man, this is macro bullish. This is most certainly macro bullish here on the structure alone. So, do I have hopes for it? Of course. Do I expect anything to come of it? Fuck no. Why? Because I'm a trader, and I trade without emotion. I trade, to a specific designed plan of my own, and I stick with that plan. If the chart tells me get the fuck out, I'll get the fuck out. I'll take a little bit of a loss. It's better to take a little bit of a late position and try to get some profits than not take a position at all, right? So, still following the majority of my guidelines for this. Yeah, I did get a little bit of a late entry, but I came off of a higher low that was confirmed and is confirmed. So we're going to see what happens here. Any open and closure below the red 10 simple, I'm going to be looking for a full swing to the downside towards 45 bucks even below the 21 exponential, and then we'll come back and reanalyze. Netflix, don't want to talk about that, but consolidating on the lows, not good. I wanted to look at Apple because I'm interested in Apple. Again, same thing, reacting a little kind of like NASDAQ here. Still bearish, man. I mean, this is starting to round off a little bit. I get it. That's true. It's starting to round off a little bit, but price action's not really convincing me yet, right? Again, most important thing here are candle body formations. Candlestick formations is the most important thing. Candlestick formations, horizontal support and resistance, exponential moving averages, RSI, and stochastics, in that order from strongest to weakest points of relevance. So for this one here, we got a reversal style candlestick. It looks a little bit like a little bit of a hammer here. It could go to the upside, especially because stochastics pointed up. RSI is kind of sideways, right? Again, it's all about what price action does. We did not confirm resistance here. 157.5 is still support. So with that being said, it wouldn't be out of the question to see it pop back up here to 164 spot 5. And again, we are in a similar consolidation sideways formation here, bouncing between horizontal support and horizontal resistance. The question is, which one breaks? That's what we're looking for at the end of the day with this consolidation. That's what we're looking for at the end of the day. We're going to go ahead and check out the Hall of Fame Village here. Still just as bad. Again, I did remind everybody here, this is a long-term investment for me. This is not an asset that I'm trading, obviously, for obvious, disgusting reasons here. Apparently, they're being investigated for money shit. Apparently, some board members doing some shady shit to shareholders, and it's not a good thing. I haven't experienced anything except for incriminating losses to the downside. Again, but I am an investor. I'm not considering these losses. This is money I'm willing to throw at a project that I truly believe in the long run. So I'm not really losing anything. At the end of the day, I still have my shares. I still claim ownership over my shares. And again, until news comes out and it says Hall of Fame Village is canceled, they're scrapping the whole project, it's been delisted, blah 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 blah. I don't really care. But for this one, same thing. RSI stochastics looking like bullshit, coiling in the bearish critical territory. RSI confirming below the top side of the bearish control zone, not a good signal. Again, I'm looking down until proven otherwise. Only proof otherwise would be an open and closure above the 21, which, yes, I do have a plan for moves all the way back up to $1.17, but I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about is if we breach the current support at 81 cents, I will be looking for the psychological level of 75 cents to be the next one. And then psychological level is 50 cents, right? I would have to look for 50 cents if we breach 75 cents, but that's a little well and far away for this asset right now. It is a little bit of a penny stock, so it's kind of fun to see a penny stock listed on NASDAQ. Kind of funny. What's next? I want to check out an AMD, and then we'll get to Bitcoin, and that's going to wrap up the stream, ladies and gents. If you guys feel inclined, check out the Elden Ring stream on my PlayStation 5 immediately after. You can. AMD is one that I'm interested in as well. Again, consolidating on the lows. That's kind of the phase that we're in right now. Is a little bit of consolidation phase here. It's very evident, very, very, very obvious. Top side resistance hits bottom side support, hits top side resistance, bottom side support, top side resistance, question mark, bottom side support. Depends on if we continue to remain within this consolidation block here, right? Or AKA an order block. Which we'll go ahead and mark off this order block right fucking now. Blue box territory identified. Very simple, ladies and gentlemen. Open and closure above the blue box territory. I'll look for a swift move up to the next resistance at $100, which is well above the 21 exponential, which basically tells me that I have a possible trade coming up. And open and closure below the bottom side of the blue box territory at $85. Tells me that the next likely course for this price action is down to the ground at $79, $80. But again, if we cross-reference the US dollar index, we can kind of get a heads up of what's coming, right? We have a ceiling of resistance with the US dollar index. It is going a little sideways right now. Does it break above the consolidation point? Does it break above resistance at 103.71? If so, then we likely have our answer for the rest of the market. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are my own speculative opinions. But if the US dollar breaks out to new highs and goes through another boom, 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 it's very likely that the rest of the market says, oh, just kidding, it's a trap going down. And quite the opposite. If this is to be a relief, a little bit of a sell for the US dollar index, and we see the US dollar index come down, 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 all the way to the diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity, then we likely get a relief rally, in my opinion, in the rest of the stock market. We start seeing some green candles. We start seeing some possible trades to take to the upside. Again, that's why it's important to cross-reference these markets here. It gives you a better understanding of the market flow and what's really going on. It's definitely recommended. Obviously not financial advice, but if you're looking at technical analysis, keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. That's why I stick with the 24 hours. Sometimes if it's relevant, I'll look at the 4 hour. I look at the weekly a lot because that's very relevant. I mean, look at the US dollar index on the weekly. If that's not fucking bullish, I don't know what is. And then compare that to NASDAQ. Looking like it's toppling over, don't it? Mm-hmm. Doesn't look good. It's a level of importance, ladies and gentlemen. It's that important to conduct your research, to do your due diligence before entering an investment or a trade. That's all I can say, man. Got some questions coming in. Concerns about, why I'm losing money. Listen, you're losing money because you made the decisions that you made. You didn't, the stock market didn't lose you money. You lost you money. Risk management is very, very, very crucial, not only in investing, in my opinion, but to trading as well. For trading, risk management is the single most important, thing that you need to understand. Because if you don't have risk management, then you're just going to lose more than you ever want to lose in the markets. But with risk management, I only lost 1%. I have 99% of my money left to make another trade. Risk management's key, ladies and gentlemen. Last one for the night. Bitcoin. Lower lows. Yeah, my target was met. Bottom side of the blue box territory was met. Bouncing up towards the red 10 simple. Stochastics looking very, very ugly. Very ugly. Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin looks like it wants to. It looks like it wants to push down, man. I'm going to be looking for more pushes towards 37,000 bucks here to the downside here. Again, unless we see an open and closure above the 21 exponential. If that sentiment is met, I would look for a push all the way back up to maybe this region, 41,500. Give or take, but we have this diagonal trend line here, one that we were following for quite some time. It held, it broke, it confirmed resistance. As long as we're below that diagonal trend line here, I'm going to be looking for a push down. And the way momentum oscillators are shaped up as well, it doesn't look too pretty. So I'm going to be paying attention for a stab towards 37,000. Any open and closure below there, I look for the macro lows to be tested right around 35,000 bucks to the downside, and that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna do it for the stream. Excuse me. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching the channel. And that's it. Just kind of being patient. Lots of sideways, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes that's the market. Sometimes it's very boring, and you know what? You just have to stick with it. You have to stick with it when it's boring. And yeah, that's going to do it for the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell for all the notifications on upcoming streams and videos. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. Stay safe.